back to the weekly recap. I'm Matt Wacker. Missouri S&T made headlines on December 8th with a fire on the rooftop of the Emerson Electric building. The fire was reported around 12:40 p.m. Rolla Fire and Rescue responded quickly to the scene.
Our crews were on scene within 3 minutes. We arrived with 7 personnel and a pumper and a 75-foot ladder truck. Our two primary issues that we had were to address public safety, get the students out and make sure all of our students were safe. And then the second issue was extinguish the fire as quickly as possible. All total, we ended up with about 40 different personnel on scene with about 8 fire apparatus on the scene to help us with that. The reason the fire was so big is it was made out of fiberglass. It's about a 30-foot wide by 40, 50-foot length air cooling system. That air cooling system is all fiberglass. High heat, high smoke, lots of flames. So within an hour and 30 minutes, we had the fire under control. We had primary, secondary searches done. We did not locate any students in the building.
As of this broadcast, the cause of the fire has not been announced, and estimates for the damage are ongoing. Century 21 might be looking for some new real estate of their own after an incident that occurred during the early morning hours of December 9th. According to the Rolla Police Department, a white panel van hit the building, punching a large hole in the front of the office and scattering shards of brick and glass. No one was injured, but repairs will be needed. The driver is currently being held by the Rolla Police Department. A high-speed chase through West Plains ended with suspects behind bars. On December 8th, a highway patrolman attempted to stop a white Lexus SUV for a missing license plate. When the vehicle refused to pull over, a chase ensued. The vehicle ran out of gas near Highway H in Ozark County. The occupants were arrested and taken to the Howe County Jail. Names have not been released, but it is believed the suspects fled due to several outstanding warrants. Anyone else looking to avoid the law on US 160 will see a new welcome sign. This steel-cut sign has been installed featuring the city of West Plains and its slogan, "Make it happen here." Similar signs can be seen on the opposite ends of town if you're driving on Highway 63. Cancer sufferers will soon have access to state-of-the-art care close to home. The Delbert Day Cancer Institute in Rolla is scheduled to open on January 9th. Leanne Mentink received an early tour of the beautiful facility.
Matt, I'm here with Dr. Delbert Day himself. He is the Curator's Professor Emeritus of Materials Science and Engineering at Missouri University of Science and Technology. So how does it feel to have your name on this facility, Dr. Day?
That is a very difficult question to answer. I'm flattered, I'll say that. Certainly unexpected. If it helps the groups in this area, of course, that will please me to no end.
Dr. Day co-founded MoSci Corporation to manufacture specialty glass for the healthcare and other industries. In fact, he has 53 different U.S. and foreign patents, and he's the co-inventor of TheraSphere. Tell us a little bit about TheraSphere and how it's going to be used here at the Institute.
TheraSphere is about 30 years old now, so it goes back a ways. And my students up at Missouri University of Science and Technology, I have to mention that, started working on the problem of how to treat patients who had inoperable liver cancer. And it's a very deadly form of cancer. And so the general idea that we came up with was that we would make a glass sphere, small, it's about a third the diameter of a human hair. Ooh. And those spheres would be made radioactive, and they would be injected into an artery, which is the main artery that feeds blood to the liver. So all we'd have to do would be to make these radioactive microspheres. They had to have a good chemical durability because they're going to be in contact with blood, and if they dissolved, they would release that radioactivity and it would go elsewhere in the body, and that would be bad. So had to be very chemically durable glasses, and they had to contain a certain element which would become radioactive. Well, we were successful, or I should say they were successful, in developing the glass microspheres, and then they were treated, or they were experimented in both animals and humans and found to be safe. And so basically, the procedure is very simple. A patient with liver cancer checks into the hospital. The doctor checks them out and inserts a catheter in the groin and works that up through that hepatic artery until they get to the liver. And then they simply inject these microspheres. There's about anywhere from 5 to 8 million of them. Oh, wow. But it would look like a few particles of salt in your hand if you saw them. But they're in the liver in about a minute or two. And basically then the patient has been treated.
That shows us the importance of the partnership between universities and hospitals. Can you talk a little bit about Missouri University of Science and Technology and their partnership with PCRMC?
Well, first of all, I'm very pleased to see that partnership because it's somewhat long overdue. I've been fortunate in that I've worked with the hospital in a small way for many, many years, going back to, in fact, when we were doing the work with the glass microspheres. And that's going to increase now that the university and the hospital have joined together to expand the amount of work that's going on in the biomaterials field. And the fact that this facility exists will allow now clinical trials to be done in the future.
I'm with Dr. Christopher Spencer. He's the Director of Radiation Oncology here at the Phelps County Regional Medical Center. Dr. Spencer, what can patients expect to find here at the Institute that they might not find at other cancer treatment facilities?
So the great thing about the Institute here is that we're bringing what actually is in many other places, many big cities, into Rolla. This is the TrueBeam linear accelerator. So this is where the majority of the radiation treatments, all of the external radiation treatments are delivered. So a linear accelerator is, in simple terms, a radiation generating machine. It makes electrons and then accelerates them to create X-rays. So this is the new Siemens PET-CT scanner, which is really gives very high definition, nice images in terms of different PET-CT scanners. We give them some radioactive sugar, which preferentially goes to cancer cells, and so then you can image where that radioactivity goes. And it also has the ability to take a CT scan, which you can overlay on that PET scan to help improve the image quality.
So bringing all of that closer to home is the purpose.
Correct.
Well, this is a beautiful building. So what kind of new technologies or equipment might patients expect to find here at the Institute?
Well, so like I said, the biggest piece of this building is we're integrating the care across all disciplines into one location. So surgical services, medical oncology, radiation oncology, infusional services, and then all of the support services, the nurse navigation, different resources, nutrition, social work, we're all going to be under one roof, which is really, best practice in terms of cancer care throughout the nation.
Thank you, Dr. Spencer. Matt, back to you.
A Sullivan child became the first recipient of the Homers for Hope donation program. The program was started by Sullivan High School freshman Hannah Cox to give back to the Sullivan community. All told, the charity raised over $1,000 for Chase Hamilton, a 5-year-old with lymphoblastic acute leukemia. 51-year-old Jeffrey Cheever of Lebanon was injured on Monday when his garbage truck overturned on Highway 32 near Lebanon. Reports indicate that the vehicle ran off the highway and overturned, sustaining minor damage. Cheever was transported to Lebanon Mercy Hospital with moderate injuries. Salem's annual Trees and Trains exhibit is a cherished month-long event that features trees decorated by members of the community with functioning toy train displays. Let's take a closer look.
This all started in 2005 when Jay White decided that this beautiful exhibition hall would be great to bring back his memories of Christmas in downtown New York, where they had the Lionel trains in the store windows. In this case are some of his original trains, and they are donated by his grandson, Michael Jones, who lives here in Salem. Other trees that we have are the community trees, where members of the community have donated ornaments. We have a display by some 90-year-olds, a beautiful couple who made ceramics. We have trees by organizations, by businesses, and even our enrichment folks have made a tree. We have set up the exhibit hall as Union Station back in the day, including the clock where people met, and the domes, and even a ticket booth when you first come in. In the middle is a beautiful model train set by Bob Thompson, and these are running trains. Trees and Trains is free to the public. We are located at the ONCRC at 202 South Main Street in Salem, Missouri. For questions, call 729-0029 with an area code of 573. We're open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, and on Thursday nights until 8. Santa Claus will be visiting in his workshop for all the children to come and see on Saturday, December 10th and 17th, starting around noon. So come and make your Christmas special. If you're lacking in Christmas spirit, you will find it here.
Finally, we leave you with a report from the little town of Bethlehem.
I'm here with Jackie Lovell at the Crocker Christian Church, where they are performing the 10th annual Journey to Bethlehem. Jackie, tell us a little bit about Journey to Bethlehem.
Well, the Journey to Bethlehem is a live reenactment where guests who come into the church go out, and families of maybe 15 or 20 with some Hebrews, and they're walking from Nazareth to Bethlehem. Along the way, they're looking for Joseph and Mary, their young friends, and they know that she is expecting a baby. Now, along the way, there's several stops. You'll see a scribe. You'll go to Elizabeth's room. You'll hear Herod and how upset he is with the fact that a new king has been born. You'll see our live camel. You'll come into the indoor market. It's a little bit more organized and a lot cleaner. And then you'll come to the inn that has no room, and then you'll go to another inn who guides you to a stable. And of course, at the stable, that's what you'll find the baby Jesus, the Messiah, has been born.
The weekly recap is brought to you by these fine sponsors: Price Chopper, cooking from scratch; Bayard Dodge of West Plains; ETC Bridal of Lebanon; Beck Motors of Owensville; Parker Custom Arms of Rolla; the Travers Automotive Group; Ted's Barbershop of Lebanon; Tailor Your Insurance; and Chin's Super Buffet.